What's happening, y'all? It's your pal, your career coach, your recruiter, opera singing friend Phil Davis here at FulPHILLment. It is 6:30 p.m. Eastern. It is the lovely 10:30 a.m. over at Sydney, where our next guest speaker will be tuning in from, the wonderful Kristine Bell. We are so excited that this is our very last FulPHILLment Live of the year, not forever, I promise you. We did 4 episodes this year, brought them back. We're really excited that we did. Got some chill music in the background here. So we're going to get right into it. So Kristine Bell, all right. So we met, of course, here on LinkedIn. And for those folks tuning in, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, please put a comment in the box. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're here live with us, if you're tuning in on the replay, please let us know where you are tuning in from, because your comments and your feedback are very important. So, Kristine Bell, right? Kristine is a customer strategist and a market researcher. She helps owners, founders, and entrepreneurs to convert more customers, right? Leads to customers with a human, I love this part about her, a human-centered approach, right? To create strategies for their businesses, for their brands, through innovation, communication, and of course, dedication. She is a great friend of mine. I met her through the Hounds of Business community a little earlier in the year. Actually, it might have been last year. I don't know. I can't keep up with the time. Like, it's crazy. Like, time is flying by. It's so crazy. But we are so very excited to have her here. We're going to bring her up here real quick. So let me get that going here. We are live with Kristine Bell. Hello, Kristine.
Hello, how are you? And Claudia is here. Hello, Claudia. Love having you here.
Hello, Claudia. Good to see you, friend. Yes, she'll be here in a few minutes. Excellent. Yeah, we're hanging out right now. So we are so happy that you're here. We've got my friend Anna Gerner in the house. Anna, friend, popping to say hi to Kristine, me, and everyone in the comments. I am tuning in from the NC. It's excellent, because we can get on these lives. We got people from all over the place. Let us know where you're tuning in from, please, in the comments. We'd love to hear your feedback. And we've got our YouTube channels, we've got our Facebook channels, and we got our LinkedIn channels all synced. So if you're tuning in on any of those, give us a shout out. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Kristine, welcome. So I always love to ask this question first to all our guests. Who is Kristine Bell? Give us your pitch, right? We're going to be talking about, obviously, how to define your unique value proposition. So we'll put you on the spot. And why don't you share your UVP with us? Who are you? What's going on?
Bless you. You just did it for me, didn't you, in the intro? I'm like, okay, you just took the thunder away, but that's all good. You just told everyone who I am. So let me give you a little bit more of a personal, and I'm going to wing it now. I'm Kristine Bell, Danish accent, living in Sydney. So that's already a little bit special about me. My accent, you can hear that. We call it Dinglish. But yeah, I've been in the world of strategy for 25 years, working big advertising agencies, brand consultancy, innovation consultancy, and market research. That's the human-centered part that you talked about. Because how can you really create something of value to other people if you don't know what your ideal customers value? Yeah. So we gotta understand who we're talking to. How can you connect with others if you don't spend time getting to know them? And that's what I'm all about. Let's get to know the people that we want to service, and let's then create strategies that work for them and us as well. So that's really my pitch, I think.
I love human-centered, right? Like, it's interesting because it's like, okay, you need to humanize the process. You need to humanize your relationships. Like, we hear it often, but
Yeah.
obviously you come with a very unique, like, human-centered approach. Can you kind of dig deeper into that and let the audience know, like, what is your approach to being human-centered when it comes to your own strategies, and obviously how you help your people to do that as well?
I will. So human-centered for me is about spending time with people. It's about talking to people. So officially, it's called qualitative research. And if you know Brené Brown, this is what she's based all her books and all her research is based on: qualitative, in-depth research. Yeah, and it's powerful. You can really, if you know how to open up and chat to people and get to them to feel comfortable with you in research, You will learn so much about what's going on with them, what's really driving them, what really they're looking for in life, where are their pain points, but also how do they want to transform their life, and how does your market or your category fit into it? Yeah. So when people come and tell you there's a one size fit all approach, that is a big warning sign. There is no such thing as a one size fit all approach, yeah, to understanding human being and connecting with them. So we really got to understand our market and our category, because we're not working in silo. I love it when people say, well, I'm just me, I'm just doing my thing. I'm like, yeah, but your customers will be looking at many other options and alternatives, yeah? So you're not completely working in silo, not in their mind at least. So at least you need to understand your market, your category. What are people's motivations? People buy based on motivations. They buy based on their values, and they make decisions as well based on their belief systems.
I love
So if you can,
it.
so that's a human-centered approach. If you can actually understand all those things before you even get to what age am I serving, or what category, what type of profession am I serving, or whatever, yeah? Demographics is important, but first and foremost, understand what is driving them to interact with your category, your market, and you specifically.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, you're just throwing some awesome insight nuggets and fire into the conversation already. I'm
We've got
gonna
some
bring
more people
Rob.
coming. There's
Yeah, I want to
Royce
bring
and Rob.
Rob's here from North Australia. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. We've got Royce is here for sure from Phoenix, Arizona, and of course he says here one of your favorite people, or one of his favorite people, one of my favorite people as well, and one of your favorite, your own favorite person, Kristine, should be yourself, right? I mean, so
Well, but you and Royce are two of my favorite people I met through the Hounds of Business too. So we're all favorites. And
uh,
Claudia, let's not forget Claudia and my new friend
absolute,
Anna.
absolutely, yeah. Anna's fantastic. Yeah, she's great. Everybody here is just absolutely incredible and amazing.
And
Yeah,
Rob
I mean,
Adams. I don't know him well, but he's from the far north, so it'd be hot up there right now. And there's some snake stuff
yeah,
and another
right,
stuff
because
up
it's
there.
summer over there, right? So how's the weather? Well, while we ask, so.
Well, Sydney's pretty hot today. I gotta remember Fahrenheit. It's like I think in the 80s, maybe early
Oh
90s,
my
and
gosh,
sunshine.
I wish. So I'm over here in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's supposed to. I think this evening it's supposed to be down in like the 20s, which is. And I think the first day of winter is next week. I don't know. It's in my agenda or my planner, but it's yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know. It is crazy, crazy. Okay, so you said there's not a one size fits all approach to it. Talking about marketing. I want to kind of go further into that as well, where you talk a little bit about. We've got Shafiq also in the house as well. Thank you for tuning in. You're always a source of positivity. We appreciate that, my friend. Thank you for tuning in for sure. Keep the comments coming, y'all. We are looking
He's
at them
in London,
everywhere.
so we
He's in
literally got worldwide going on right now.
well, Australia, London, right, all around the world. We're literally like this right now. It's amazing, but that's the power of these lives. That's why I love doing these lives and getting in here like that. So, yeah. So, kind of from a business, entrepreneurship perspective, and even from like a job seeker perspective, I really wanted to bring this UVP theme into our live today, right? So, like,
Yeah.
let's say you've got somebody like a job seeker, right? Or you've
Yeah.
got like a newer entrepreneur or somebody that wants to go out and do their own business, or maybe they're just trying to, freelance or really market themselves out there. How can somebody, and I'll just ask it based on the topic, how can somebody really define their unique value proposition? Where can they start? Well, based on your experience.
So one, whether we are looking for a career job, a different career, or whether we are looking to build a business, or whether we are working within a company and we're trying to stand out in our team, we all have something special to add to this life. Yeah, we all have something special. We all have unique talents. So there's a bit of our superpowers, our genius zones that comes into it. So that's one. It's like a big puzzle, by the way. We're like, let me just say, I'm like talking like a big puzzle, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
pulling out all the different pieces of the puzzle right now. Yeah. So one part is you. Yeah. What are your values? What do you stand for? What do you? What are you good at? Yeah. What do you enjoy doing? Get clear on that. That's one part, yeah, because this is where our passion comes from. This is where our joy comes from, and that will shine through whether you're in a job interview or you're working with a small business, big business, etc. Yeah,
I
one
like
part of
that.
it.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that a lot.
Two,
Yeah.
yeah. We got to get clear on that, and we got to value who we are, yeah? Because if we don't believe who we are and what we value about ourselves, no one else will believe our value either. So that's been a big journey for me. I've been on a personal development journey for 9 years now, so big learning. Now, two, getting more business-like, we've got to understand the market and the category. So spend time doing your research. Yeah, most people just jump straight to, let me just do a strategy. I'm like, yeah, but do you know if it's right for your market or category? So spend time investigating it. Like, get curious. Yeah, like get really curious about what, if you are your product is in a shop, go and spend time in the shops where it is and look at people, how they're shopping, what are they doing, what are they looking at, how are you standing out or not. Spend time in the market, look up, and I do a lot of research as well on the internet. You can do so much on the internet these days. Websites, look at your competitors' websites, what are they saying? Because if they're all saying the same thing, it's probably a clue that it's one of the drivers that are making people shop in your category. Yeah. So we can learn so much from what's going on in the category and understanding where other brands are sitting, other products or other services, other people are sitting, your competitors, and learn from them. Like, don't be scared by them. Learn from them, because it will also get you thinking about how is your uniqueness, your value, how is that different? Yeah, because value proposition equals value promise. What
I love that.
value are you promising them? That's
Value
as simple as that.
proposition. Value proposition means value promise. Yeah, Rob, I want to bring your comment up, buddy. So, what I do, Rob, in your case, try and get out of the live and then get back in. I've got it on my end and it seems to be okay. Over here, it looks like we've got some pretty good connection, but I'd maybe try to get out and get back in and see what's going on. So, just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, value proposition is value promise, which is good. And around the differentiation, right? I mean, I think one of the things that's important, and I want you to kind of talk about this as well to the audience, right? And a lot
Yeah,
of
because
folks
there's
who
a
I
third
talk
thing
to.
there's a
Yeah, go
third
ahead.
part
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah, go
mention
ahead.
to the
Yeah, no,
puzzle.
go ahead. Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
the third and final puzzle is, if it's a career, what do the company want? What are they looking for? What value
Sure.
are they looking for? Or if it's your customers in a business, what value are they looking for? Yeah. You can have all the value in the world, but if it's not appreciated by the people you are trying to serve, then you got to work out a way to make it all work together. Put those three pieces together, and you'll figure out how to stand out in a way that is positioning you well in the market or for a job.
I
Sorry,
love it.
I just wanted to add the last third part.
No, I love it. Claudia says right here too, what is the value we are promising? Yeah, absolutely. It is interesting. It's a really good angle to think about, right? Because it's like, okay, value proposition, like it's such a broad like term, right? We talk about, it's about your passion and your joy. We're just recapping. Passion and joy, right? That's part of UVP. Learning from your competition, which I really like that part. Like I think a lot of times, at least me, I used to be really scared of like going out and doing competitive analysis and research because I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's going to be intimidating because
Yeah.
like what if they're doing something that I want to say like is better than me, but like what if they're doing something that is like crazy out of this world and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to get there, or what am I gonna do that's gonna be different from this like crazy thing that's going on or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the value is really good. I love that. Can you dig into what Claudia says right here? Like, how can somebody, what's the value that we're promising? Like how can somebody, I guess, influence, right? If they're a job seeker, and they're in interviews, how can they like influence a company like, hey, not like we promise you'll bring you X, but how can they influence, people or those organizations that, hey, here is my UVP, here's what's going to add value, and I
Yeah.
guess on the business side as well.
Well, so from a job perspective, if you are looking for a job, I mean, obviously, and you'll probably tell your clients this anyway, you got to spend some time researching the company, yeah? But if you can also figure out about the people who are going to be interviewing you or have the decision-making power, yeah? You can find them on LinkedIn probably, but if you can find out about them and how the company works and the culture and the values, and in the job description, hopefully there's some signs of where the pressing buttons are, what is really going to make them go, yeah, I need that. So if we can do that research beforehand, then we can understand what value they're seeking. And also when you are in the interview, you're not too scared or too focused on, I need to say the right thing. If you breathe and let them talk, they will probably tell you what's important to them if you listen. The same goes with customers. If you spend time with them, they will tell you. So once you get that clear on that without being intimidated or worried about, am I good enough? Then the really important thing is value can be added at different levels. So there's functional values at the very, like the Maslow hierarchy, there's functional value almost, yeah. What are you helping them with? Are you helping them make money? Are you helping them save time? Are you helping them streamline? Are you helping them organize? So very specific functional, what value you're adding at a functional level, what the value you can promise at that level. The next one up is emotional value. People are emotional beings. I love Maya Angelou. She always says, that poem where she says, or that quote where she says, people don't remember what you say, what you do, but they remember how you make them feel.
Mm.
Now, some people say, oh, they're not in touch with their feelings, but everyone likes to feel good. So if you can make people feel good in your presence, if you're in a job interview, authentically, by being you, not trying to be someone else, then you're going to go a long way to connect with them. Now, on an emotional level, there's many different ways you can make people feel. We ultimately want to make them feel good. So we also want to make sure that we alleviate any fears they have. But, in terms of feeling good, that could be many different things in terms of feeling valued, feeling appreciated, feeling seen, feeling heard. All those are feelings that are subtle, but if we can let that come across both in whether it's a customer or a potential employer, then we're going to go a long way for them to relax and feel good in your presence, which is a key thing, because if we make a good impression, guess what? Confirmation bias comes into it, and they will ultimately want to look for more good signs as why they should hire you or why they should buy from you or work with you. And then comes the next level up. There's a social part as well. People are social beings, so sometimes there's something around, does it look good if they hire you or if they buy you? Does that look good? Yeah. So especially when people are scared in business, they sometimes go for the big gurus. Yeah, they tend to go for really expensive big gurus because socially, at least, they're then associated with them, and that makes them feel safe in terms of what they're buying versus buying something unknown. So we've got to understand that. Next level up is self-actualization. Yeah.
That's my
Not
favorite
all
one.
of us can.
I like that one a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
And it's a harder one, but if
Yeah,
you
it
think
is.
about it in terms of self-actualization, what can you do to help others self-actualize? So if you're an IVF, you're actually helping mothers or people who wants to be mothers self-actualize by allowing them or giving them a chance to have a kid. So they'll pay a lot of money for it, yeah.
Very
Which is
good.
because it's all about them. So you got to think about it. That's not always possible if you're selling chocolate bars, yeah. Not always possible to go there, potentially, yeah.
I love it.
But we want to think about that, and then also the other area higher up is giving back, social impact.
Yep.
And I think social impact is one of the strong. I think it's always been around. We always like giving, but I think in the world we're living in, it's going to come in stronger and stronger in terms of how can I give back in a world that seems very chaotic and not always as nice as we would like it to be. Yeah. And so this sense of how can I give back, and if we come from a place of earnesty and honesty there and wanting to give back, that can go a long way in terms of helping with social impact. You don't have to be massive, yeah. You don't have to save the whole world, but what can you do in your area? What can you do to help others? That's another thing. And think about people, the 7 areas of life, yeah.
Yeah, I like
Everyone is a
that.
human being.
I like that because, especially like with the impact part, one of my philosophies, right? Bring the puns in, fulfillment, philosophy, whatever, is you know, you gotta give some and then you'll receive. And I like what you said earlier, and it's all about them. It's all about the customer, because at the end of the day, like Maslow's hierarchy is phenomenal of needs. It's great. If y'all haven't seen it, just go to Google and type in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's fantastic. But really, it all comes down to like know, like, trust, right? Knowing, customers knowing you, liking you, and trusting you. And the way to do that is to, add the value, give them some value, give a little bit of high level, insights and your nuggets, and share your story and stuff like that. I talk about that a lot with clients and career coaching clients and stuff like that over here, and everything like that. And it's all great and everything, for sure. Now, to kind of go into the, I guess, like, where I'm trying to go with the next question is, we see here on LinkedIn all the time. I'm gonna go into this curveball on you, right? We see all the sales pitches all the time, right? People are reaching out, they're connecting with people, and then they're going right into a pitch, a sales pitch, or sometimes you've got job seekers, not anything wrong, but you've got folks out there that they'll say, hey, I need help finding a job, right? I get those messages often.
Yeah.
How can folks differentiate, right? Where if they are wanting to connect with somebody and maybe they do want to, sell their services and help somebody or try to get help to find a job, what are like creative ways, I guess, that people can really establish the relationship, have that human connection or that human centered aspect, and then go into, hey, let's collaborate. You know what I mean?
So on LinkedIn, especially, rather than the sort of
I
cold
had to bring it up. I
sales
had to bring it
pitches,
up.
yeah.
I had to bring it up
All
on this
right.
one. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we all actually, I had on Facebook yesterday, this lady I had liked, I don't know her, she connected with me, yeah. And then I liked one of her posts. The next thing I go is I get a message saying, hey, I just want to add some value, so I'm going to send you something, yeah, of value. I'm like, I don't even know what you do. I have no clue who you are, what you do. I like one of your posts, and I actually went back and I was a little tired. I said, how does this equate to me wanting to have you send me something that you want to sell to me? Yeah.
Right.
So, and she goes back with love hearts and all this. I just want to add value to everyone. But she never bothered to find, when she connected with me, which I haven't said, but my question is, did she connect with me because she thought I was her target market? Or did she connect with me because she actually liked what I was putting out and she wanted to get to know me?
Yeah.
The fact that she's never even asked me, she wants to send me stuff with a sales intention, but she doesn't even know who I am. And I don't know what she does. So how does she know how to add value to me? And how do I know if I want her value?
Sure.
We're all busy people, yeah? So when we're
Yeah.
on LinkedIn or any social media, if you want to create relationships, and I don't think there's a one size fit all here either. I have heard of people who are very smart at sales navigator and contacting the right people and reaching out and getting, saying, if I just do enough numbers, someone will come back and say yes, yeah. So, but I'm not of that school. I'm much more of let's attract people in, let's pull people in. So the way I do it, and I can't speak for everyone, is I try to just be myself. I try to add value. I try to give, and I try to just share. And if people want to connect with me and get to know me, I think that's great. And if they are much more likely to get me to respond, if they say, hey, I really like what you said about this post, which tells me they actually watched it, so they paid attention to me. This is back to being seen and heard. We all like to be seen and heard and respected, yeah, and acknowledged. So if they come with that approach to me with a nice message saying, hey, I really like that kind of moved me in this way, or it helped me in this way, then I feel seen and heard. And guess what? I'm more much likely to look at their profile. Who are they? Do I like what they do? And I will actually go and spend time looking at them. And if I like what they do and who they are and how they come across in their posts, I like my research, by the way. I
Yeah.
take time for research.
It does.
Then the human centered way, then I will respond to them. And I might even, depending on how it goes, I might say, let's have a Zoom. Let's
Very
have a
cool.
chat.
That's great. Yeah, and I like that. It takes time to get to research, and yeah, the whole concept, and I love this about it is, like with this story, right? Like I think, yeah, at the end of the day, like, we can't help everybody, right? Like we can't just go out there and like, I'm going to help as many people as possible. Because my philosophy, like every time I'm out on LinkedIn or on social and I'm doing, content and I'm getting a post out there, my philosophy is as long as I'm helping or impacting one person that day, I've done my job, right? All I care about is, really impacting somebody. Isabel, of course, earlier says on target for sure. Absolutely. We've got Royce back up here. Always shoot for a relationship first, 1,000%. Absolutely. It is all about building relationships, and it's all about like not only just building, but maintaining them and continuing to maintain them. And it takes time, like you said, and research. I like that a lot. So as we're getting close here to the end of this live, I always like to ask this final question, right? So what, as far as the audience, those listening on the live and those who will be tuning in the replay on Facebook, Instagram in a little bit, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, what's kind of a takeaway, one little quick takeaway advice you can give the audience here that they can take away from this live, and why would you give that advice?
Figure out how you can stand out by doing your research. So what makes you special versus others? And even if it's intimidating, there is something that will make you special, but you got to believe in it. So figure that out. And then the next part, number 2, is make other people feel seen and heard. It's an easiest way to build a relationship is by first showing them the respect of feeling seen and heard.
I love it. Believe that you're special, and that really resonates with my side of what I do, right? With folks, like, we all have value, we all have impact,
Yeah.
we all have our own uniqueness with us.
Yeah.
We all have a story to share, that kind of stuff. So I love that a lot. Believe that you're special. Mindset is everything. That's great. Yep.
Exactly. And even when you go like, oh, but they're doing the same thing, what's your take on it?
Yeah.
What is your take on the same promise? Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, that and just the valuation of others. I love that. Respecting people, seen, heard, valued, respected. Integrity comes to my mind. I think that's huge for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely, a big one. 1,000%. Absolutely. I love it. Well, that's all we got. Obviously, we're going to put your stuff up here, like where we can find you, obviously, on LinkedIn. So folks, well, actually, we'll get your link tree up first here. So Kristine's got a link tree. There's a QR code right there. So if you're on your desktop, you can scan that. I've also got a link here. I need to find, here we go, right here. So yeah, you can find Kristine on Linktree. So there's her Linktree and stuff. She's got a whole bunch of awesome resources on there for sure. She, of course, is on LinkedIn as well. So I'm going to get her LinkedIn up here too. We got her Linktree. LinkedIn.com, www.linkedin.com/in/Kristine Bell 2. That's easy to remember. Kristine Bell, like ring your bell, and number 2 right there at the end. Right there. And of course, Phil over at FulPHILLment. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. There's my LinkedIn there. And I am linkedin.com/in/Phil-the-recruiter, or you just go to my website. If you just type in FulPHILLment on Google, you'll find me. I'm all around. So, and of course, you're on other socials.
Are you going to finish with a
song? Maybe. I don't know. Hey, FulPHILLment! I'm just kidding. I'm kind of in a wacky mood, so I'll probably do something before the end of the year, though, I think. So
I appreciate it.
Who knows? All right,
as long as you didn't ask me to sing, because that is definitely not my value promise. I'll chase anyone away.
I appreciate it. I love doing the Music Monday videos and all that good stuff.
And it makes you stand out, yeah?
They're a lot of fun. I know. For a while, I didn't do them, but I'm glad I brought them back. So folks have really.
But it's such a great social object, yeah. If you're struggling to make connection with people, find a social object, something to talk about, whether it's singing or something else that you do, yeah. It allows for a easy way to break the ice and just have a conversation with people, whether you're in a job interview or you're standing out on LinkedIn and trying to stand out on LinkedIn. I put my dog up, I put my horse up. That's unique to me, and it's just adding a little bit of, without giving too much away, it gives a little bit of personal touch. Yeah.
Very good. No, I love it. Excellent. Well, we got to get out of here. We're going to get on Instagram, y'all. So if you guys we're going to continue the conversation over on Instagram. If you are following me there, so just go to Instagram, type in FulPHILLment Solutions with 2 L's, FulPHILLment Solutions. We're going to head on over there for a little bit. If you are tuning into the replay, please comment. Give us your feedback on this. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We're going to leave this up for a little bit here on our pages. Folks, have a great